What is your name?
Jason Carlson.
And where are you from?
I am from Berkeley.
And how old were you on September 11, 2001?
I was 27.
Okay. What do you recall about life before 9/11 with traveling by planes and security at airports?
I don't really recall a lot about it because there wasn't really anything to worry about.
Mm-hmm.
At least I thought, I don't remember long lines. I remember flying when I was a kid and being able to go up and talk to the pilots before the plane took off.
Mm-hmm.
And, walking around the cabin in the plane, the cabin door was always open and you were always able to at least see the pilots. And it was just really like nobody was worried about anything in an airplane. Nobody thought anything, like nothing could possibly go wrong or nothing could happen.
Were you scared of being attacked by terrorists before 9/11?
No, not at all. I mean, we're the United States, with the military and, with everything happening around that side of the world. I didn't think that. I mean, if anybody did come to the U.S., the last place I thought would be that they'd come to Berkeley.
Mm-hmm. And how did you find about the attacks, and what were you doing?
I had gone to work, and then I stopped by the house to see your mom and your older sister who was just born. And your mom had said that there was a plane that hit a tower, and at first they thought it was an accident. And so we were kind of watching the TV, and we actually watched the second plane hit the other tower when they were doing the broadcast about the first plane hitting. So we saw the second plane, just as it happened, and yeah.
What is your most vivid memory of the day?
I just couldn't believe it. I mean, I felt violated. I was mad. Like, obviously, I didn't know much about who was behind it at that point, but I knew that it was just going to be a scary time, and it was. It was scary for everybody at that time.
What were your first feelings or emotions when you heard about the attacks?
Again, I was mad. I felt violated.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't think it was true. I thought it was some kind of promotion, or I don't know. I just never thought that somebody could execute a plan like that and just rip apart, the buildings and cause so much. I was just really upset.
Were you afraid for your safety or the safety of your family?
I was and I wasn't. Like, I thought, obviously there were some attacks going on, and if something did happen in Michigan, I didn't think they would come to Berkeley to do it. I mean, maybe Detroit or Lansing, somewhere bigger with buildings and such. I mean, so the last thing I thought was that they were coming to Berkeley, but I wasn't really excited to travel or wanted to go anywhere. I kind of bunkered down in our little city.
What do you remember about the nation and its leaders coming together in the days after 9/11?
I don't remember that much about them coming together. I mean, obviously, a lot more came into light about who was behind the attacks.
Mm-hmm.
And I honestly think, since someone had tried to blow up the trade centers in the past, I think that the United States knew a little bit more than what they led on to.
Mm-hmm.
And I just don't think that they're willing to share the information. And I kind of do think that they knew more than what was going on. I mean, I don't think that they knew that the planes were gonna hit the towers and all this, but I kind of had a feeling like they knew some kind of attack was going to come to the U.S. soil. I mean, they wrote a movie. There was a movie about it years ago called Air Force One, and where they had stopped terrorists who had hijacked the plane, and they had planned on flying it into the White House. So, but I didn't think that anybody could execute such a crazy plan, malicious plan.
Okay. How have additional security measures at airports made you feel?
I mean, they make me feel better. We don't travel as much as some people do,
Mhm.
but obviously there are people that travel more. Do I think that they're doing something? Yeah, but I think that a lot of the people that work those jobs, they're not well paid, and not all of them are trained properly. And I honestly think that if somebody wanted to do something with the airlines again, I think it's feasible. But I mean, yeah, they've stopped some things in the past, but if there's a if there's some kind of band or group of people that want to do some devastation, I'm sure that they could still do it through airlines.
Okay. Do you think that terrorism can be defeated? Why or why not?
I don't think it can. Um, just because there's so many people in the world, and there's so many people who have different opinions, and hatred against this or that, and I mean, not only you're going to have to try to find the needle in the haystack, but when you find, you're going to have to find the other haystacks that might turn into that needle and get, you know what I'm saying? There's just too many people out there that want to do crazy things, or that will do crazy things to the U.S. And I think it's always going to be like this from here on out.
What do you believe should be done to protect the U.S.?
I don't know. I don't think you can protect it any more than we're doing. Um, I think that they could. See, it's hard. It's hard to say without upsetting people,
Yeah.
because you could say ban all these people, or ban all these people, or ban people with this religious belief, or whatever. But there's hometown, or there's home or people born in the United States that blow up buildings with trucks full of fertilizer, and so it's just people. If they're gonna hate, they're gonna hate, and it's just trying to keep an eye out on everybody who feels hatred, and that's nearly next to impossible.
How has 9/11 changed you?
Um, I don't trust anybody or anything anymore. I definitely don't trust anybody's word outside of our situation. Like, if we were ever in a situation, or like something like that happens, and they say, if you just cooperate, you'll get through this just fine, or if you just, sit down, we'll let you go when it's over, or anything like that, I would never. I don't trust anybody in a situation like that anymore. I would never do it.
Right.
And I think that people who were on those planes, unfortunately, up to a point, I think they trusted what these guys were saying when they took these planes over.
Mm-hmm.
That if we would, if you would cooperate with them, that you're going to get through it just fine to see your loved ones. And I think that if, once, the phone messages got out and people started talking to other people, and you realize what these guys were doing, and at that point, obviously, it was too late. But I think that more men would have stepped up and tried to, divert the plane, or take over the plane, or something like that, because they could have only fought off so many people before they got overtaken. But I think that a lot of the people on the planes unfortunately trusted the guys who were telling them to, stay still, or sit down, or cooperate. We just want to, get our word out to the press, or something like that.
Yeah.
Versus fighting for, fighting for their lives, because I don't think they knew. Well, I mean, obviously they didn't know what was going to happen to them.
All right, that's it. Thank you.